Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today we're going to talk about a great magazine and actually a movement. It's called UNsung. And with us right now we have the CEO, Editor-in-Chief. We have Carrie Thompson. Thanks for being with us. And also your partner and your sister, Jessica Loudermilk, and you're the COO and Content Manager, right? Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
UNsung, it's a magazine, but it's so much more. Be seen, be heard, be celebrated.
Yes.
How did this start?
Actually, it started, I'm a photographer and a poet and a writer, and I was having a hard time getting myself published, and I really felt like we needed to do something where people didn't have to jump through hoops. Give them an opportunity to be seen, be heard, and be celebrated, and not have to fight for it. So I came up with the idea and called my sister and said, okay, let's start. So.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't easy right away. How did this whole thing get off the ground? What happened when she called you, first of all, Jessica? What did you think?
I thought it was a great idea. And I said, let's try it. We'll see what happens. We contacted a lot of friends, of all things through Facebook, is how we got our content. All social media. And that's the reason why we got to where we are right now.
Okay. Now, this is a relatively new project. When did this start?
July was when we came up with the idea, but we had enough content to actually put out a 48-page magazine by October 31st.
Wow. How did you go about gathering all of that content?
A funny thing is that we put ourselves out on Facebook, and some friends of my boyfriend, family actually, they were so excited about the idea that they just started throwing names out. So that was when we determined that she was going to be the content manager, because we couldn't have two people emailing.
Right.
So she took it and ran with it and just started gathering all the names, contacting them, and they just started sending everything in. So
wow.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Well, now let's look at this. I mean, have you ever done anything like this before? What's your background? Let's talk about your background.
Well, I am Air Force News, actually, years ago, but then I got a degree in law and kind of worked for the VA for years. No graphic design experience, nothing like that. And
I was in the Coast Guard. I was an aviation mechanic and have a criminal justice degree. Almost have one.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah,
I mean, I did write
background
for a newspaper, but
I also
never put it
write,
together.
but
yeah, it
no education.
But there really wasn't a focus on this to begin with.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, the idea of a magazine was because I had been trying to publish books and couldn't get them out, and I was like, you know what, let's try a magazine. Maybe we can get other people involved. So that's kind of, and then I kind of just realized I have no idea what I'm doing. So everything in the magazine is actually my layout, but I learned, hands-on, which is I'm better at anyway. So.
Yeah.
So how easy or difficult was this in putting together the first magazine? And that's what this one is here.
That was actually pretty difficult because we were learning structure, we were learning how to get all the writers' releases and everything out, to try to come up with different themes for each magazine. We're still in the process of trying to tighten it, because when we first started it, we didn't know what direction it was going to go in. We had a lot of people who were artists that wanted to be in the magazine, but we also had a lot of people that wanted to tell their story. So it became this kind of double-sided thing where we wanted to be able to give people a platform to tell their stories and showcase their art, but we're getting to the point now where we have to actually separate that. So the magazine's actually been really difficult with trying to hone it down and keep it consistent and keep a flow with it, so that we're still actually working on that now.
Okay.
But in the beginning it was trying to weed out and put things in a way that we didn't lose our audience. So
okay. And who is your audience?
we're finding now that it's a lot of artists, a lot of mothers.
There's a certain age group
we
found out through
25 to 34 is our demographic right now. A lot of independent artists. And we also have a very big military following. So, and that has a lot to do with, actually our team's split. We have 3 military and 3 civilian. So we're kind of, you know, kind of balancing there, but we have a lot of military support as well. So we try to, we actually are going to have a section of the magazine that focuses on military issues. I mean, that's near and dear to our heart as well, but we're artists first, so you'll see that'll be the heavier content for the magazine.
So what we'll find in the magazine is these unsung people that need to have this platform.
Exactly.
To show what they do.
Exactly.
What they
Everywhere
can do.
from musicians to artists to photographers.
Models.
We do have models that we, people, we like to showcase real people.
Right.
We like to find the person who, even with our models, they're beautiful women.
But they're also moms.
They're moms, different things like that. So we want to showcase the true talent, true beauty of everybody out there.
Okay.
So.
And then the story aspect.
The story aspect, a lot of times we find that people need to tell their story, but they're shut down. There's not enough drama.
Right.
There's not enough controversy, but there's something that needs to be told.
And a lot of times you find healing when you tell stories, and
exactly.
that's part of what we want to offer.
As a matter of fact, one of our things is that we find healing through expression. So that's through art, through writing, whatever that is. We want to find a community of people who want to heal and move forward, because we're kept down and everything, because everybody loves the dark and dirty, and we want to try to uplift people and show them that there's light and there's healing
and hope.
Yeah. So, and even with the story, it might have started out dark, but we want to make sure that they realize that there's hope. We both come from kind of rough backgrounds, domestic abuse with my ex and different things like that, and we want to show that if we can do it, so can you.
Absolutely.
Now, your website is what?
It's www.unsung-becelebrated.org.
Okay. Now, we can find out where we can get the copies, the physical copy, but you can also get an online electronic.
Digital. Yes, and you can find those through our website.
Okay.
So.
This is the first issue.
Yes.
This is a great cover. Tell me about it. And this is you.
Yes, that's me.
When I decided that I wanted to start it, we have an all-female presence. Actually, our whole team is made up of all women, and I wanted to show that we could do it, that we could rise above everything that we've had in our lives, the people that have kept us down, and we can do this. Especially because, like I said, we didn't have a clue what we were doing when we started this. So Rosie the Riveter came to mind, and she was the perfect person for it. She's got that classic look. Those are actually that's her flight suit from when she was in the Coast Guard, so it just kind of fit. It was perfect, and our cover designer, actually Maureen Stewart, she's the one that put this together for us.
Oh, excellent.
So I called on a friend. I was like, I don't know, I need help. So she actually put the cover together for us.
Well, that's a great way to start off.
Thank you.
It is.
It's wonderful. Well, we're going to take a brief pause, and we're going to talk to two artists, and we're going to get their take on this wonderful venture of Unsung. So stay with us.